Hey everybody, Jamie back again with Heroic Scale Gamers. From buying your first box of minis and paint to being a competent player at the gaming table, we got you covered. We're back with the next installment of our Harlequin Rescue. We did the first two stages of the jet bike. We're going to do the armor panel lining that we did on the Starweaver on the jet bike itself to finish off that. And then the next step after that will be to start working on the riders themselves. So we're going to kind of get right into that here. Now I use a two-step gray for all my panel lining. I start with a little Citadel Eshin gray, and that will be my first line highlight. And then I come back in with some Dawnstone to finish it off. It just gives it a really cool looking effect. We're going to get a little bit of that on our palette over here. Add a little bit of water because I want to thin that down just slightly so it's easier to move around the model. Oh, got to talk a little bit louder, I've been told. Apparently I'm soft voicing it. We don't want that. We want to make sure you can actually pick up what we're talking about. All right, so we're going to load up our brush. And basically we're just going to draw a nice hard edge line across the entire fuselage piece. And when you're doing this, you want to work up and down with your fingers. This allows you to draw a straighter line. Some people like to work with just the edge of the brush along the edge of the model, which you can do. There's nothing wrong with that technique. I just find it's a little bit easier to actually paint the line on myself. Make sure we go all the way up to our green. We're going to cut over to the other side here. We're going to do the exact same thing. Now, I also like to make sure that I am balancing my fingers. I rest my arms on the table, and that gives me the most control. And I also like to touch the model so that I'm actually in contact with it as I'm painting. And I find that gives me the greatest amount of control with my brush. Now the nice thing is that if you make a mistake, the easiest way to clean it up is just to take some of your primer and thin out your line. And come all the way up to that green. We'll get that little edge here. And we're going to do the same thing on the front nose piece here. Bing, bang, boom. So now we've got a nice line. We're going to finish this front part off up here. By drawing it around. I'm going to rotate it around again. I can finish that line off right there. Boom, just like that. Now we also want to make sure that we're getting our finial wings here as well. Basically anywhere where the black panels are, because we're trying to force that 3D perspective that we talked about when we were doing the Starweaver. It's exactly the same thing here. Now you can see that the green here is a little dirty, and that's okay because that's where the intake is on the bike. So it's going to catch dust and dirt. So that actually looks very natural, being kind of dirty in that section. Finish that line off there. Draw on the inside here. Finish it off. Boom, like that. And we're going to come over to the other side and we're going to complete the same effect. All the way down. Catch the exact same edge on this side that we got on the last side. Draw it all the way down. And it's alright if it's a little heavy-handed at times because, like I said, it's very easy to go in and fix after the fact. And brush off. And we're going to just touch the back finger as well. Move over to this side. Same thing. All the way up to the green. Right. I'm going to take a quick look around. Make sure that we got all the parts. It looks pretty good. All right, and then there's just a couple other places we're going to throw this on as well, and it's really just to kind of finish it off. So as you're looking here, we're going to catch the inside here, and then we're going to catch the intake as well. And once again, we're just doing this to complete the effect. Just like that. And we're going to flip it over on the other side. We're going to hit up the same two areas. Yep. All right, so now you can kind of see what I've done here. We've got that nice line, and it just helps finish off those segments. It's very subtle, and it's meant to be, because when we come in with our next color, which is going to be our Dawnstone, it's going to be a little bit brighter, a little more pronounced, and it'll actually make the whole effect look better. So give me just a second, I'll get that color on the palette, and then we'll get started, and we'll finish off these lines. Now, I don't know if any of you were noticing in the intro of the video, but I was wearing a very cool new t-shirt that is going to be available on our website soon. The Heroic Scale Gamers logo t-shirt comes in 6 sizes: small, medium, large, extra large, double XL, and I think we even have triple XL, so that might actually be six sizes. So keep on the lookout for that, because that's going to be coming on pretty soon. All right, so now we're ready. We've got this loaded up on my palette. And then, like I was saying, so what we're going to do here is we're going to now, make sure you can see that before I get started. So now we're going to use this to finish off the effect. Now we're not going to draw the line on the entirety of the fuselage like we did with the original color, because this is kind of like a final highlight. But we want it to accentuate the armor panels. And we want to hit all of the hard edges for sure, like these corner pieces, because it really makes the effect look super cool. And then, of course, you want to hit these top edges, because that's kind of where the light is definitely going to hit it. Flip over to the other side. Now, when you're doing this type of effect, you just want to be really, really careful. You're not looking for perfection, because we're never going to be perfect. But the neater we are in this step, the faster we can get to the next step. And then the faster we get to the step after that, and then before you know it, our miniature is finished, which is really what we're going for in the end. But down here, you want to be really, really careful because it's really thin. But you can see right there. Now we're going to come over here and get the edge there. Oh, I am using a 0 from Monument Pro Sable. These are the Sam Lentz brushes, fine liner brushes. If you ever get a chance to try them out, I would suggest it. They're very, very well made. Signature series brushes tend to be a little more expensive, but you're definitely going to get what you pay for out of them. They tend to stay together a lot longer. They are really a very nice brush. So you can see where we've done this. You kind of get a cool look at the effect. Now we're going to come back and finish off this side in the same fashion. And we'll be kind of careful down here because we're working on a very small area, very thin. So you definitely want to hit the hardest of the edges when we're doing this. It just really makes the effect pop out. There. Straight up off the top. One last little bit on the very front here because I missed that on the first pass through. There we go. All right, so now you can kind of see what the effect actually does as it's finished. It's just a really cool way to force the perspective on the model. And we don't do a ton of detail on the bottom because honestly, when you're looking at these from 3 feet off the tabletop, you're just not really going to see the bottom. So I do a top-down version. So there we go. That is the line paneling that we're working with. We're going to do some gems and the faceplate to finish off the bike itself, and then we'll be ready to start on the riders with the next step. So hopefully we will see you there. And like I said, this is another good look at our new t-shirts, which will be available soon on our website. You should check it out, and have a great day. We'll see you next time.